Hello and welcome to Arab TV. I am Vic Zakour, your host for this evening, and I hope you enjoyed last week's show and you're waiting for more this week. We're very happy to have with us again Ustad Amir El Saffar, Ustad meaning master Amir El Saffar. He's a musician, a singer, Iraqi Maqam singer, trumpet player, award-winning trumpet player. Unfortunately, his trumpet ran away from him, but hopefully another time we could have him with the trumpet. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Thank you for coming back. So last week we agreed that you're going to come and you're going to give us a workshop about the maqam, the Iraqi maqam.
Yes.
So I'm going to just let you do it and I'm going to sit down and be your student. Is that okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, Ustad.
All right. But I don't know if I feel comfortable with you calling me Ustad.
What do you want me to call you?
Amir.
Amir, okay, Amir.
Al-Maqam al-Iraqi, I gave sort of a brief overall definition last week, but I want to get into more specifics, and in particular, it's something that kind of exists. Actually, the term maqam, it's confusing if you talk to other Arab speakers that are not Iraqi. They'll think you mean scale.
Right.
And maqam, if you say maqam rest to an Egyptian musician, he'll think, and then what are you going to do with that maqam? You can do a layali ala rast, you can improvisation, you can write a composition for instruments, you can write a musical piece, you can do anything, but those are the notes. So when I first got to Baghdad, I'd been studying some Arabic music with different people in the US. They said, did you memorize maqam Hijaz yet? So yes. Those are the notes, right? No, did you memorize the maqam? This is the maqam, what is the maqam? Then I started to find out that in fact maqam has another layer of meaning bil Iraq, and that has to do with the melodies themselves. Okay. So it's not just that you have these notes to choose from, you have very specific things you do with the melody. And basically, in the urban centers, maqam becomes even more specific to mean like a composition that uses the maqam melodies. So basically, every maqam starts. I'm just going to give a really quick overall definition because it's a very highly structured type of music, type of singing tradition. But every maqam starts with what's called a tahrir.
Okay.
Now, this is very poetic, because why tahrir? Tahrir means freeing. What you're actually doing is you're stating the basic theme of the maqam. And usually that tahrir is sung to words that are not the poem that's going to be subsequently read.
Yeah.
It can be Ya Dost, which means my dear, or it can mean my love. It can be Yar, which is my, addressing a companion. These are Persian and Turkish words. Aman is very common.
What does Aman mean?
Aman is actually a cry of pain.
I see.
Coming from Persian language, actually, but it's used throughout that area.
Yeah.
And sometimes there'll be actually words in Iraqi dialects, like La walla ayuni. They'll say that'll be the beginning, the tahrir of the maqam. And it's very specific, like if someone decided to maqam rest and they used some other word, or they went straight to the poem, it's like you already...
You're not preparing the audience for that.
Yeah, right,
Okay, gotcha.
right. So what happens after that is you repeat the tahrir but with the words of the poem.
Okay.
Now the words of the poem, because because the singer chooses which poem he wants to put, so depending on which poem it is, the melody will sound a little bit different.
I see.
And then, of course, the singer, these melodies are so open, there's a lot of interpretation. So we call it semi-improvisation, because in a sense he's sticking to a structure, but at the same time there's freedom and variation and difference from performer to performer, especially because of the poetry, because of being able to choose the poem. Then you have the qita' and awsal, and these qita' and awsal are pieces. A qita' is basically a melody that's borrowed from another maqam. So, like today, I'm going to address maqam Penjiga, so we'll use that as an example. But like I can borrow from maqam Mansuri and use it as a qita' in the middle of maqam.
How do you compare that to Western music? Does that
Western music,
no?
you don't have...
You don't have pieces one to another.
Not so much. I mean, you could quote you know, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony in the middle, and everyone's like, oh, it's Beethoven. But it's not integral to the structure of the music. This is very unique to Iraqi music. I didn't find it with other Arabic traditions. I found it when I learned a little bit about Persian music and about Central Asian music, all the way into Western China. They have something a little bit similar.
Okay.
Ostensibly, it's an old, very, very old tradition, and it might have been used throughout the region many years ago. And some people think that this goes back, you know, way before Islam. Some people think it started with the time of Islam, and some think it's only like 300 or 400 years since the Ottoman. But I don't believe it's that new, because it's very, very well developed, very specific, and it develops very slowly. Like, you see somebody putting a new qata into maqam, it's like a huge deal. It's a really big deal. It's like, did the maqam community, did they accept it or not? If they didn't accept it, it'll never be done again. Whereas if they really accepted it, they might take it to mean, okay, this is going to be part of the maqam structure. From now on, if you read maqam penjiga, you have to do...
So who's accepting it? The maqam readers?
The community of readers and
listeners.
And
Yeah.
And they were very, 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 historically, I'm not talking about today, but historically a very educated audience. So if somebody walks into al-Qahwa, the coffee shop, which is, you know, sounds very casual, but it's actually very, you know, it's the institution for the maqam.
Yeah.
And they make up something and improvise and play around. I tried that once in one of my first lessons. I was with Haji Hashim Rajab, Allah yarhamah. He was a very, very great maqam reciter and Santoor player. And I had my trumpet, and I was playing for him, and everything I played, yep, sounds good. Afia, halu, yeah, nothing. It's like, is this guy listening?
So you messed it up.
I purposely changed and I improvised. As soon as I went, what? You know, hi! He started yelling at me like, yeah. And I got scared. Yeah.
You tested him.
Yeah, and it really, like, absolutely.
He could have shot you, huh?
Well, yeah, maybe a different personality, but yeah, it's people take it very seriously. Yeah, and they really take care of it. So you have this tahrir at the beginning, then this repetition of the tahrir with the poetry, then the qita' and awsal. At some point, with most maqams, you're going to come to a jalsa. Jalsa, of course, meaning sitting. It's a return to your sort of home base. So you might have gone to different territories, different maqamat, and picked from this one, that one, this one. Sometimes it's very strict, the order. Sometimes the singer is free to choose which qita' and awsal. Eventually he gets to the jalsa, which is preparation for the mayana. And the mayana is the climax. It's the point where Yis'ad, the highest notes, and that's usually when the audience goes crazy for that. Yeah.
So when you're going to play on Saturday, we're going to hear all of that, right?
You'll hear all of it.
Because we're going to do a recording and we're going to show it on TV one day.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to one day have a recording and underneath have narration of, you know, this is a jalsa, because as a listener you can really appreciate when you know it's not just, you know, it gives you something to focus on.
We could do that when you do the video. You know, we'll do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So then,
so then the mayana is the high point, and then you have a qarar, which is coming down to the lower octaves. And then it can go back to qita' and awsal, that sometimes there would be 2 mayanas, sometimes 3 mayanas, different climaxes. And then the very end is the taslim, which is the close of the maqam. And that leads then to the pesta, which is the song. And that nowadays everybody knows the pesta.
They just want the pesta, right?
Nowadays, people know the pesta really well, but they don't know them. Right. So tahrir, qita' and awsal, jalsa, mayana, a return to the qarar, to the lower register, and then a tahrir.
How long would that take?
Taslim.
How long would that take?
Depending on the maqam.
Okay, shortest and longest.
Shortest, I mean, you could do it in 5 minutes.
Okay.
4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay, we can do it then.
Or you could do it in 15 minutes.
No, we're going to do it in 5 minutes.
We'll do it in 5 minutes,
okay.
The Maqam Express.
Yes.
And that's, and now not every maqam has all of these sections. Some have just the tahrir and taslim, some, they have a minimum of 3, is what they say, 3. But it's different, you know. So, what I would like to do, since you're going to be my student today, is take a maqam. I think maqam penjiga is a very good one to choose, because it's one that Iraqis know really well. I mean, I just sang it to you once, and you're already singing it.
I know it, of course, I was born with it, of course.
You were born with it.
Yeah.
And that's the way so much of this was passed down. Was just you were born with it. You heard it. It's in the sonic environment of Baghdad and of all of Iraq. Penjiga, of course, penj we know is 5.
Yeah.
Ga has to do with hand position. Has to do with the instruments.
Okay.
Persian word, having originally probably part of the Persian music. If you listen to penjiga as they sing it in Iran, it's very close. I mean, recognizably close. If you listen to it, even into like Uzbekistan and China, Western China, the Uyghur, the Muslim people, they have a similar. It's like
amazing.
So surprising. But it doesn't sound like that. I mean, Iraqi, when you know exactly. Okay.
Nothing is like the Iraqi.
No, what can we say? So usually the people sing on F, and that scale that I played is actually it's the scale of Rast, and that's what the Maqam Penjiga. Now, oftentimes there'll be an introduction before the maqam, like.
Introduction.
Yeah, so that was rhythmic.
To get people's attention.
Get people's attention and to establish the tonality of it. And then usually that's the taqsim will come in with no rhythm. That's when the dumbukchi sleeps or smokes a cigarette.
They goes out for a walk. Chaylach.
Right, another chai. And then usually the qanun or the santoor or the joza, one of the instruments will play the tahrir to set the mood.
Okay, so let's tahrir now.
So we're in the and then from when the singer begins, that's when the maqam proper starts. So let's say that. So I'm gonna play. Aman, 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 aman. Aman, 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 aman. Aman, dad.
What did you say though?
Aman, aman, bidade.
What does it mean?
Aman is a cry of pain.
Of pain, okay.
Bidade means help me.
Help me,
help
okay.
me in Persian.
Yeah.
But so and then I would go on after. Ay jismi ka jafnika min hawaki alilu. وقصير ليلي من نواك طويل وقصير ليلي من نواك طويل Same basic melody, right?
What did we say now?
Jismi ka jafnika min hawaka alilu. My body is like your eyelid is emaciated and sick from your love, and my short night has become long from your departure.
Right.
So, but you notice how the melody is kind of the same, and I could sometimes they'll sing 3, 4, 5 verses with the same basic melody, kind of get the listener deeper and deeper into the, and then what would come would be a qata'.
Okay, that's the qata'.
Going into a different maqam, borrowing from, like for instance, qata'at al-Mansuri. So. So for طرفي ابتلاني طرفي ابتلاني في هواك فمن دمي. We're still in Penjiga. أنت البري وطرفي المسؤول طرفي ابتلاني في هواك فمن دمي. هذا كله Penjiga. We're still in the same field.
Same field, okay.
طرفي ابتلاني Something changed, right? طرفي ابتلاني في هواك فمن دمي أنت البري وطرفي المسؤول طرفي ابتلاني في هواك فمن دمي أمان 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 أمان. Back to Penjiga.
Okay.
Then Jalsa. Dad him bidade. So that whole sequence, I started in Penjiga, went to Mansoori, Qata'at al-Mansoori, which comes from Maqam al-Mansoori, and then brought it back, looped it back into Penjiga, and then Amman, 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 back really in Penjiga. Then this Dad, we went way down. Bidade. That's called al Jalsa.
Okay.
Jalsa kind of brings you back and back to like the plane coming landing. And then what comes next is al Mayana.
Okay.
But let's do a little bit of I'd like to if you feel like singing.
Oh, singing.
Yeah.
Just
have a little sip of water. I'm a little bit dehydrated myself.
You think you want me to sing? You crazy?
Of course we want you to sing. I want everybody to sing. And people
Guys,
at home,
please don't show this on TV.
Like
just kind of like keep it here.
No, okay. People at home who feel like singing too, by all means.
Yeah, let's everybody sing.
So that you don't have to, so he doesn't be all alone.
Okay. You sing. The director to sing inside there. Okay.
So I'm gonna break it down little phrase by little phrase.
Okay.
So Aman, 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 Aman.
Aman, 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 Aman.
Aman, Aman, Aman.
Aman,
Aman, Aman. That's right. Aman, Aman, Aman. Aman, Aman. Try it.
Aman, Aman, Aman. Aman, Aman.
Hey, exactly. Aman. So, Aman, Aman, Aman. Aman, Aman.
Aman, Aman, Aman. Aman, Aman. Hey, I'm gonna do the show next week.
Yeah, you're ready. We're gonna put you out. Aman. Dad.
Dad.
Im. Bidade.
Bidade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to keep it simple. You simple. Bidade.
So I'm gonna record this and practice at home. Okay.
Practice at home.
Yeah.
But that's the idea. So
Okay.
let's try it from the beginning together.
Okay.
Aman, 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 aman. Aman, aman, aman. Aman, aman. Dad. Him bidade.
Hey, you're doing it at home too with us.
Everyone at home should be singing this with us.
Okay.
So that's the idea. Now, 15 people sing that. We'll do it 15 different ways.
I see.
But they'll all say Aman. They'll all start Aman, Aman, Aman.
They go up, yeah.
Yeah. Aman, Aman, Aman. They'll do the same structure, but just with different ways of presenting it. And what's wonderful, if we had 15 people here, because when you get 15 people doing it together, it sort of takes you somewhere else.
Okay. So we're going to do the pasta after this? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
How are we doing with time?
How are we doing with time? Well, we have 6 minutes.
We have 6 minutes, okay. I don't feel like singing the Mayana today, because it's a little, I didn't really warm up my voice.
Yeah.
But basically, to give you an idea, so, Aman, 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 Aman. And you repeat, maybe do a verse, but it's much higher.
High, yeah.
And usually in a concert, you sing it in a full voice.
Yes.
And that's actually another qut'a. It's a qut'a and it's a man at the same. It's from Maqam Hijaz al-Mathnawi.
Yeah.
And that's, one of the other maqam. And that's, if you don't do that in the maqam, if you sing Maqam Penjiga without the mayana, everybody will be disappointed.
Yeah,
They'll never bring you
back. They need the conclusion, the climax.
They need the conclusion,
okay,
the climax.
So
exactly, the climax. And then Aman, 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 Dad. Bidade. That's the taslim.
Okay, so now we go to the pasta?
Exactly. I'll give it to you, man.
Okay.
Yes, pasta. So, what's the most popular pasta after this? Layla Halwa.
Okay, Layla Halwa, yeah.
Or Dari.
Whatever.
Dari. Let's do Layla Halwa. الليلة حلوة حلوة وجميلة الليلة حلوة حلوة وجميلة جميلة ليلة جميلة. So what are the words? الليلة حلوة حلوة وجميلة. ليلة جميلة ليلة.
So it's a beautiful night, beautiful night. But you know what? I mean, like most of the maqam is pain, Aman, pain. And it shows you that Iraq is going through a lot of pain through the history.
Yep.
And that's one way of getting it out of your system, you know.
Absolutely.
And then there are nice things, and you have the pasta and you have the beautiful things. So it kind of like relieves the stress from the body and for the listeners.
Yeah, it is, in a way. It's a very psychological, it's like old style psychology, because really, the process of listening to a maqam, which can be very, emotionally moving, it can take you all kinds of places. Some of them are very, very sad, like Maqam Mukhalif, for instance. The story, the myth of it, legend of Maqam Mukhalif, is that it's the sigh of the survivors of Hulagu's sacking of Baghdad in 1258. Oh, is actually how the maqam started.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it. We have a minute or two. Come on, do it.
No, okay. You don't want to get too sad today. Okay. But that's the emotion of it.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Because Baghdad is going through stuff like that through Iraq recently. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you just did the maqam and then you stopped and went home, I mean,
so
you're just going to be depressed.
No dessert.
Right. You need, yeah. The pesta is, you have to have the pesta afterward to counterbalance. So the whole process of a concert, of a maqam performance, is that up and down between the maqam and the pesta, and the maqam and the pesta, and of course nowadays people just want the pesta.
Just the pesta.
I love pesta.
But we're gonna do the maqam and the pesta though Saturday, right?
Saturday we'll do some maqam, some pesta. It's
but more pesta than
more
maqam,
pesta,
right?
Yeah, these days, unless it's a real like.
Then we get 500 people. Come on,
500 people. Maybe 15 maqam experts.
Yeah.
Right? But I want my goal, my dream, is to see Iraqis in this country and all over in the diaspora and in Iraq to come back and learn this tradition, because really it's a very, very complicated science and art. But people 100 years ago on the streets, merchants, craftsmen, they all knew the maqam, and they'd sit around bil qahwa in the coffee house and talk about maqam.
I can go and sit down and sing now.
Philosophize.
Yeah.
But imagine if you're a room full of people and they're all talking about, La, ma yasir, you can't put Qata'at al-Mansuri in this because it does this and that, and philosophizing about the deeper inner meanings and stuff. So inshallah one day we'll be doing workshops.
Well, I
like
tell you what, I mean, this is
time.
going to be a workship. We're going to put it on our website, AACC's website.
Right.
I'm going to give you a link to it, and then you could also, whenever you have people interested to know about it, send them the link.
Yeah.
Hey, last time I thought I was Nebuchadnezzar. Today the feeling is I am Harun al-Rashid. Harun al-Rashid. I'm just listening to all the sun singing. Oh, what a pleasure! I wish I had the voice. I'm sorry, but probably people kind of like left their rooms, set the TV.
No, it's not about. It's about how you learn and learn the material. So no.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're going to have 500 Iraqis, 30 or 40 Americans, a lot of news media. The Iraqis are from all over. They're going to be different religions, different ethnic groups from different cities in Iraq, all under one roof this coming Saturday.
Amazing.
I'm so happy, and all because of you.
All because of you.
No, it's because of you.
I'm just playing the music. You had to put. I can't get.
No, but if it wasn't for you, we would not have put the effort, anyways.
Wow.
So
it's a joint effort.
I know, but it was a pleasure. I enjoyed the two programs, and I hope we could have you another time with the trumpet, because the people want to hear your trumpet.
Okay,
so we'll do a special thing, and even if you send us the video, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Good night, and we'll see you next time. And I hope you enjoyed this show as much as I did. Good night, and this is really amazing.
Thank you. My pleasure.